Hey guys, how you doing? TSM here. So here's a different sort of video. I thought what I'd do is show you basically how you can go about having a look at someone's base and trying to unpick it by taking a picture and putting a grid square over it and basically breaking down what the base layout is. You can use this for a couple of reasons. Obviously, first one being that you can work out how far it is to a turret. But also, if you like design and that sort of stuff, or want to do something similar, you can actually use it for that as well. So anyway, let's have a look, see how it works. So here we go, we've got the game up basically, and I'm with a fairly close base here next to mine. So this one here will pop in. It's just a random base, doesn't matter who I look at anyway. So I'll look at this one here. I'm going to go in and take a look at the base. Here we go then. So here's the base, and we're just going to move the arrow out of the way so we can take a look at the base itself then. So next thing to do then is to take a picture of the base. There's no real rush to it. I take a full screen. I'm at 1440p resolution. So we get up the sniping tool from Windows, and then we click on New. Then I take a full screen basically of the whole base. That's it, and then I'll save it to the desktop. I mean, you can give it the name of the base if you really wanted to. To be honest, I'll just leave it as capture, that'll do. Okay, so that's that piece finished. So we can come out of that. That closes down the copy, and we can leave the base. Okay, and we can leave the game. Right. Okay, so that's the game bit of it done. Now let's go across now and take a look at the program that works for this. So this is Microsoft Paint 3D. So in Microsoft Paint 3D, okay, and I've had a bit of help with this. Good friend Venom gave me a hand to work out a couple of items in here, and this is actually requested by Jay, one of my Alliance friends actually. So, and we're going to menu, and we're going to insert. And we're going to insert that item there, which was the base we just picked up. And there's the base. It's in full pitch, like I say. For this, it's in 4040p, so it's a full, 27-inch monitor at 1440p. Different resolutions. Yes, you could have a 1080p monitor. It doesn't really matter, but the concept's the same. And then from there, then what you do is you then also insert as well. Then something that actually I had been given to me. Okay, and so this item here was created by Venom for me, okay, because he's a graphic designer and I'm not, and basically it's an overlay. So this overlay here is a grid system, and the thing you need to do then is to make it 3D, and just to do that, at the moment it's a 2D form, is click the 3D button, okay, and then as you move it around it'll do a 3D perspective. So the idea is to line the grids up at the top, which I've done there or thereabouts. You can see these ones are aligned, but these ones down the bottom aren't in alignment, okay? So don't touch any of these, okay, because the angle is set correct. And then what you do is just move these in or out, it just depends on what the base is, until they all line up. It does take a little while, but it's not the end of the world. In fact, that looks pretty reasonable. No, it's not quite right here, look, you can see. It's not perfect there, is it? It does take a little bit of working out. But it doesn't have to be 100% perfect either. It's nice to do. So is it like that? You can see it's a little bit out over here, so it may be a little bit, it may be out more than you think actually. So this one seems okay. Now it's out over here, so maybe I need to go in one more. So let's have a look at that. And maybe I'll push this one a little bit more. So that seems a little more like it, doesn't it? So you can see then, bearing in mind that it's in 3D view, so the walls will overlap because obviously they're supposed to be standing proud, so they'll overlap the actual the land tiles themselves then. But actually the land tiles, they look pretty right. We can just double check that by zooming in. Yeah, those look okay, don't they? And we'll go up a little bit further, and at the back they look okay as well. So that's correct. Now what you can do as well is you can actually then, if I zoom back out again, you can select that front image there, and I can then delete it, okay? And then by zooming in, And if I line it up just to double check. So there's areas now that you want to have a look at and you're not really quite sure, okay, on what the tile layout is. Just to say this area here in the middle is quite complex and this area here is quite complex. What size is the island? Well, just by pressing undo now, is I can bring that grid square back in, and by pressing redo, I can take it out again. So if I zoom in quite far, take it across, and take a look at that island, for example, then I believe it's probably about 5 squares, but if I press undo, then you can see then, ignoring the buildings, there's a tile there, there's a tile there, there's another one here, another one here, and the one there. So it's 1, 2, and then 1, 2, 3. I can zoom out, and for example, I can look at this bottom line here, and I can count that it's obviously 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 tiles across that frontage there. 2 tiles are up, and then example, I can go all the way to this top here, and I can work out exactly how long this is as well. And the same for each of the angles then. Yet again, look, I can look over this side here, and I can work out that obviously that's 2 deep there and 2 deep there, and it goes all the way down to here. Like I said, ignore the walls here because we all know they're on the water. An example for that would be, oh, obviously here, look, these tiles here. Okay, well, this is a single tile down through here, then it looks like obviously there's land here, but it's not. It's just the actual walls that they put on the sea. And the same here as well. 1 tile thickness, but obviously the 3D effect is trying to show that it's got height, which it hasn't. Anyway, so that's it. It's as hard as that, basically. So you go in, you copy a base, you save it as a JPEG, basically, and then this grid, which I'll give you a link to in the description below, okay, you can download it as a .pgn file, basically. You go into 3D Paint, you insert the picture first, and then you insert the grid over the top, you click the 3D effect, and then you adjust the grid squares accordingly. And that's it. It's as hard as that. Okay, nothing else to say, really. Hope that's helpful. If it is, give it a like. And if not, then, you know, give us a comment below. And if you want something different, just let me know and I'll give it a go as well. All right, then. TSM out. All the best.